Hello and welcome to Searching for a Purpose. Today's video will be about why race doesn't exist. And I know that this is a really controversial topic, so I'll try to be as sensitive about it as possible, but basically race doesn't exist in the sense that you think it does. Well, that's a pretty broad statement, the way that most people think it does. Race it comes down to one simple thing: the human race. The human race is one species, one race, everything. Your skin color comes from pigmentation, dominant and recessive genes. Anybody who knows anything about science, you probably learned about it in the 8th grade, knows that, if you get two black mice together, you're more probable to have a black mouse, if they breed. Same thing with white mice, any kind. And it's the same way with humans. We basically invented this thing called race. Like, for instance, you don't see cats fighting over what color they are. It's pigmentation, and you have things like purebred and everything like that. But that's something that we created. You don't see cats limiting who they breed with, who they associate with, or anything like that based on purebred or race or anything like that. And that's because it's not natural. We came up with it ourselves. You can't be a supremacist or a racist and educated well at the same time. You can't. Especially if you know anything about science. You can't do it because you know better. It's just a pigmentation. That's it. You know? And I've seen a lot of things going on with race lately, like uh, white privilege or Black Lives Matter or all that bullshit. And I personally think that it really shows how immature the human race is. And I would like to put emphasis on the human race, all one together. Um, I just don't understand why, it your skin color has nothing to do with dominance. The Nazis who believe that your eye color and your hair color and your skin color, like they have this superior race, the Aryan race, and none of that shit made any sense. Didn't make any sense at all because it doesn't affect anything. The reason that you have the pigmentation you have is because of your ancestors came from a certain location where either the sun was closer to the equator or further away, which affected, certain qualities um, that that particular person had. Same thing with, cats, dogs, everything. It all depends on where you originated on the earth. Um, and dominant and recessive genes later on, like as in today, for instance, like me, I do have African Americans in my history way back, and Native Americans, even though primarily my family is Norwegian and Irish, uh, heritage wise, I could still have a Native American colored baby or an African American colored baby because of dominant or recessive genes. It's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Speaking like if I, had babies with somebody else who was the same skin color as me. And that goes for anybody. Like, two African Americans could get together if they have any white at all. Like, in their heritage, they could have a plain white baby. Like, I knew this one kid, for instance, both of his parents are African American, and he was a white kid with red hair and freckles. I shit you not. He had a lot of the same physical features that an African American would, like the slightly bigger nose, the fuller lips, all that, and his hair texture. But he was a ginger. He was white, and he had freckles all over his face. That's pigmentation. You can't deny science, like by saying like one is superior over the other. Um, like dogs, cats, pretty much any species does not see it the way that we do. We created it, and it's one of the major problems in the world because it doesn't exist. Why are we spending all this time on it? Why are we making a big deal out of it? And that's pretty much all I have to say about it for now. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, subscribe. And if you have any comments, leave them below. Any questions, leave them below. And I'll see you guys next time.